All right, welcome back to a new combo video. Today, I'm going to be showcasing you guys what I think, at least, is to be the best knifing class loadout, whatever you would like to call it, in Call of Duty Mobile. Now, knifing, it's pretty fun. I can't lie to you. Would try it again, 10 out of 10. Been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now, so I would say I have a pretty good knowledgeable take when it comes to this, since I'm pretty much like the only YouTuber that's doing knife only comboable content at this point. But aside from that, I should know at least what I'm talking about. Now let's get started into it. Oh yeah, and another thing as well, I'll also include gameplay as well with the class, using the class as well, so that I can further demonstrate the effectiveness of this class. But anyway, starting off, we got the Sai. Your choice of melee, knife, whatever. Me personally, I'm a big fan of the Sai. A lot of people, they tend to go with the spear, with the prize fighters and such. Me personally, I don't like using them because they're so overused to the point where it's just getting stale at this point. So, I tend to use a wide variety of knives, melees, or whatever you like to call. But primarily, I would use the Sai. But yeah, you would tend to see others use a katana, maybe some nunchucks here and there, maybe Kali sticks even. But primarily, most players would have their choice of knife being either a spear or the boxing gloves. Now, moving on to the specialist. Me personally, I've been using the gravity spikes for the past who knows how long. I've been using these things for pretty much forever. So yeah, they've been working out for me great. Then they recently got a buff in the season 2 update, so I like them. But general rule of thumb, I typically don't use like specialists that require you to shoot, just so I can stay in line with the whole knife only theme. So operators such as the Claw, the Annihilator, the Sparrow, the Tempest, the Death Machine, all of those, equalizers even, I don't tend to use those. But if you're looking for another option to use instead of gravity spikes, would suggest for you to use the Transformer Shield, the K9 unit, Bullet Charge, and such. Just basically a specialist that doesn't require you to shoot, so you can just stay in line, and stay in theme with the whole knife only thing. Little class that you got going on. Do not use the reactor core though. The reactor core is cancerous. Actually, it's cancerous. But anyways, moving on to our choice of a lethal equipment, we have the Tomahawk. Now, the Tomahawk, or the Combat Axe, if you will, is very much it goes perfectly in theme with the knife only class. So I would highly suggest to use this. But if you're not willing to use the Tomahawk, you're open to use the frag grenade, the Semtex. Don't use the not the cluster grenade. Don't use contact grenades. Don't use thermites. Don't use molotovs. And don't use C4s because they're all cancerous, and it's already bad enough that the enemy has to deal with a knifer. So let's make it a little easier on them. Okay, so let's not be using that. Just stick with the Tomahawks, and you should be fine. But moving on to our tactical, my personal choice would be the smoke grenade. Now, the smoke grenade, it provides me a good chance to make a move towards a point or flag, because let's be real here, a lot of people like the hard scope, hold angles in certain flags. They like to just sit up there and camp. So the smoke grenade comes in use for that. And very much Utah. I've been using this smoke grenade for who knows how long as well. And yeah, all around, that's my personal choice. That's my personal favorite. You can use any other tactical, but except for the heartbeat sensor, because the heartbeat sensor is cancerous. So is the gas grenade. Stormball, it's a bit iffy. So is the flash zone, iffy. Just don't be using the the trip sensor as well. Don't use the trip sensor. Just don't. But yeah, don't be using the trip sensor. Don't be using trip mines. I forgot to mention the trip mines on the lethals as well. But yeah, don't be using trip sensors. Don't be using gas grenades. Don't be using heartbeat sensors. Okay. Now, moving on to our red perk. My personal favorite, and the one I've stuck to all this time, is lightweight. Gives you 5% movement bonus, which is huge because as a knifer, you're going to be using movement a lot. Like a lot. Okay, so you better use lightweight. It used to be, lightweight used to give you 10%, but it got nerfed. So basically now it gives you 5%. which is okay still. I would still use it. And also reduction of fall damage, great, fantastic. Now moving on, Skulker is another one I would probably suggest, but most you'll probably use that if you're using like some of the bigger knives, such as the axe, a bat, katana, even, or maybe even the shovel. Just those like one swing knives that really take a lot of time to swing. Honestly, just use Skulker for that. But moving on, Dauntless. I guess you could use it. It's not really that viable in terms just for like knifing in general. But I mean, aside from those, like the main two that I just said, Skulker and Lightweight, you don't really need to use any other red perks. But anyways, moving on, the green perks. Now this one's a bit more the tougher decision. First, we have Quick Fix, which I would highly suggest, mainly just because with you being just running around with a knife, knifing people, Quick Fix really helps out with that, especially with encounters with multiple enemies and such. Fantastic, honestly. Now moving on to Ghost. Ghost, I would say, is more primarily used if you're gonna be like more playing like campy, I guess, with a knife, which is a crazy sentence to say in 2025. But it can be used to do that, or you just want to like avoid people using, well, just avoid UAVs and such being tracked on the mini map, which is fantastic for that. But now moving on to Cold-Blooded, the only reason I would suggest using Cold-Blooded is because you're getting tired of just dying to stealth choppers, sentry guns, and shark RCs, which they can all be resolved by the smoke grenade as well. If you hide under a smoke grenade, they can't track you. Forgot to mention about that with the smoke grenade. Hardwired, I only use it for S&D, which I don't even play much of. I play more respawns really. But now this one, another one as well, another good green perk, Gung Ho. Now, just like with Skulker, you would use this if you're using big swinging melees, knives, or whatever. So if you're using an axe, a bat, a hachi, katana, or whatever, or a shovel, I would highly suggest using Gung Ho, just because it provides more running speed whilst you're walking, more speed whilst you're walking. So very helpful for that. Now Serpentine, it has a great concept, but right now I don't think it's very effective enough in this day and age. If it had more percentage reduction in damage, I would probably suggest to use it, or maybe like swap it out with Quick Fix or Gung Ho. But for now, I don't think Serpentine's worth using when you have Quick Fix and Gung Ho. Now this one's a bit of a controversial one. Now the general consensus for blue perks for being a knifer, majority of people would think like, oh, Dead Silence, you know, that's a good perk, you know, if you want to move stealthily and such, which I don't argue with that that take. It can be good, Dead Silence, but once I found out that Alert basically counteracts Dead Silence and allows you to hear everybody, including the people who have Dead Silence equipped, I changed to I swapped out Dead Silence for Alert, and I never looked back since. But yeah, aside from that, Alert also provides a general direction of sound if you're near people, which is great as well, especially as a knifer. Close quarters combat, it literally helps you a lot. It's literally wall hacks, honestly. I don't know why not that many people use Alert, honestly. But moving on, Shrapnel. Shrapnel is basically redundant now. The only reason why I would use Shrapnel was to have those 2 tomahawks, but given how recently we received those balance changes, and now tomahawks, they come by 2 default. You get 2 by default, so there's not much need for Shrapnel unless you just, you know, have a situation where you need 3 tomahawks. But me personally, I'm not about that. I'm fine with 2. And now moving on, High Alert. It's okay. I wouldn't recommend you using it, but it's still there. Now moving on to my choice of score streaks. Two of the most essential score streaks as a knifer, UAV and Shark RC. They go hand in hand, honestly, because they're so close in terms of scores and everything. So by the time I have a UAV, I should be pretty close to a Shark RC. So I just need to get like a kill or cap a flag or such, and I would just combine the 2, and they're a lethal combo. Let me tell you something. They're amazing. Shark RC essential, basically that's a free kill as a knifer, and the UAV, come on, like that's a COD mobile essential at this point. Now my third choice For score streak, the advanced UAV, me personally, I like it just because it's the advanced UAV. Let's be real here. It's what the UAV was before the UAV got nerfed back in like 2020, because the UAV, the regular UAV, worked and functioned as an advanced UAV, which is mental. But you can swap out for whichever score streaks, and score streaks don't really count as, you know, actual kills. They don't really contribute to like nukes and stuff. But now my choice of character skin, which, you know, you really shouldn't do, you really shouldn't care about it. You do you in terms of the character skins. But me personally, I just love rocking the Gunzo clown skin from the legendary ICR Forced Laughter draw. Because let me tell you something, I got the epic skin, the character skin for about 30. Yeah, because I got it on my first spin, so that would be 30 COD points, which is mental. And I just find it so funny to have a clown just running around and knifing, stabbing people. Oh man, it's so funny. Gets to people sometimes. Now, in terms of the gun, it kind of does matter, but at the same time doesn't matter. Let me show you why it matters. Now, when heading to your gun selection, you, as a knifer, you have to go for assault rifles. You want to know why? It's because, hey, if you go into assault rifles, tap any assault rifles, head to the perk selection. Now, if you take a look at the perk tough, that gun perk tough, it's essential. Basically, what it is, every time you respawn, you speed up. But while you're speeding up, you have to be holding the gun itself. You can't just be swapping to your knife immediately after respawning, expecting the speed up. It used to work like that. Well, whenever tough wasn't actually a gun perk, more rather than a rarity perk, more a rarity effect, because back then, the blue rare gun skins, especially for assault rifles, they gave you what essentially is tough, but instead of just taking away that speed up boost once you switch to your knife, you get to keep that boost, which, you know, which was amazing, honestly. Which was probably the reason why I rocked the Type 25 and the ICR. More so the ICR, really, just because, I don't know, I like the meteor skin, and I just rock with it. Even though I'm showing here I have the Blood and Bone skin from the season 6 or 7 ranked reward from 2020, which is kind of cool. But aside from that, go ahead and take a look, take a screenshot, whatever you like. This is probably my suggested class to be a knifer. So with that being said, go ahead and show you some gameplay, and I'll catch you guys later.
Capture the objectives. Enemy taking Alpha. Enemy taking Bravo. Enemy has A. Enemy down. Capture B. Target down. Losing Bravo. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted. We've taken the lead. UAV recon standing. Our UAV has been destroyed. Target down. Be advised, hostile predator whistling down. It's empty. Enemy UAV spotted. UAV recon ready for deployment. UAV online. Friendly Shock RC is coming. Losing Bravo. Keep on them. Winning this one. Target down. Enemy down. Hostile predator missile inbound. Enemy UAV spotted. Enemy contact. Lost Bravo. Tango down. Smoke out. shock RC is coming. Our UAV has been Hunter killer drone deployed. Enemy taking B. Friendly shock RC is ready. Friendly shock RC is coming. Friendly shock RC has been destroyed.
Target's in sight.
Advanced UAV is online. Losing B. Heads up. Enemy UAV
down.
spotted. Advanced UAV is ready. We've taken the lead.
Tango down.
We've called in a lightning strike.
Target down. Smoke out.
Advanced UAV is online.
Smoke out. Target down.
Enemy UAV.
Smoke out.
Hostile predator missile inbound. Our UAV has been destroyed. We're capturing Bravo.
Tango down. Enemy contact.
Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
Enemy down.
Objective almost complete. Keep it up. UAV
Tango
recon
down.
standby. Repeat. UAV.
Target down.
Losing B.
I got shot.
Friendly airstrike incoming.
Smoke. Tango down.
Enemy shock RC is coming. UAV
Tango
recon
down.
standby. Repeat. UAV recon is standing by. Friendly shock RC is ready. Losing Alpha. Friendly shock RC is coming.
Contact with enemy. Tango down.
We're losing this fight.
Enemy down.
Hostile predator missile inbound. UAV online. Capturing B. Our UAV has been destroyed.
Tango down. Enemy
Advanced UAV is ready. Advanced UAV is online. It's empty.
Target down.
UAV spotted.
Enemy down.
Losing A. UAV
Tango
recon
down.
for deployment. Friendly shock RC is ready.
Enemy down. Target down.
Our sentry gun has been destroyed.
Yeah, I feel it steady, got my money where I wanted it to be. I can't complain, I just got bumped into a first class seat. Is this flight attendant really tryna hit on me? I don't know, maybe it's a